Honey, we're home.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Honey, We're Home. I'm Caroline Crawford Patterson, and we have our most tried and true best friend guest with us today, Jenna Bycoff. Hi.
Hi, baby.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I haven't seen you in weeks.
Oh my God, it feels weird.
I
I was with you so many days in a row.
I could just look into your eyes for like 5 days and never
Separation
leave.
anxiety.
Literally.
No, that was literally weird. I'm like, when you walked in, I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen you.
It's so long.
We've
Wow.
chatted, but it's like, it's not the same.
It's not the same at all.
We are basically 24/7 for
Yeah.
like all of March.
I know.
And
yeah, before.
And before that, yeah.
This happened to us once before when we took our hiatus of planning everything but the dress. It happened to us once. It's like that season of travel.
Yeah.
And then we have to like force ourselves to go back to it. And then
and it's
we
like
forget
bridal,
that we were
fashion
ever,
week and all the things. Yeah.
Then we forget we ever weren't together.
I know, because everything about the dress is like 3 years in the making. So we've been through this road before until we got it started.
Yeah.
until it launched.
Okay, guys, this entire episode is going to be, this episode is everything but the dress. We really haven't Jenna and I, we did Ali Sagnita's podcast.
Yeah, so fun.
And that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the first time we were like given a platform to talk about it. And for this to be like a show we have control over and not have discussed it is like, feels like doing a disservice.
Yeah, we have to give you guys all the info and talk about the next one. So
yeah, we do.
Should we cheers?
Yes, we should cheers.
So this was something that always made me laugh that you said.
Opening it into the mic. Yeah, go ahead. Ready?
My nails
Aperol
might be
spritz.
so long.
Oh yeah, don't break those. They're expensive.
There we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yay.
Yay,
Cheers.
we're double fisting.
I've never had this.
Me neither. Let's see.
Oh, that's actually
good. I
good.
really like it.
Oh, you just need some ice, but
Amalfi Saint Spritz.
love.
It matches the vibe, and we have a matcha and a spritz.
Double fisting. Oh,
Yeah.
countless beverages always. I forgot what I was gonna say, but
What did I tell you? You said I told you something once.
oh yeah, that you didn't want to cheers to launching the event until like it actually happened.
Yeah.
And like we have cheers, but like
cheers,
bitch.
I got
you
really
did the damn thing.
superstitious.
I'm like,
In
well,
the end,
when are we
I
gonna
was like,
celebrate?
Nope,
Not yet.
No. That was so funny. Yeah. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Everything But the Dress is it's a bridal pop-up store.
Mm-hmm.
We had our first run March 13th to 17th in the West Village this year.
The best week ever.
We could do it. Don't get me wrong, we were exhausted.
Oh my God.
But if there is a job that I had to do all day that was going to be like tiresome, that would be that. Because
we packed in a lot of things.
And we would, if it was more long term, we would not be doing that. We would be going home at an appropriate hour.
But it's true form to like how we do things that like go big or go home. So like we had to pay for the space. And so like we had to pack in the things. And like we learned from the beginning, like we weren't going to get this thing off the ground if we didn't find a venue that was like big enough, location wise great enough.
Yeah, we were big
that
on
was
that.
willing to work with us on pricing from just like don't go fuck yourself standpoint. Like I don't know who they think we are.
Oh
like,
my God.
Launching a concept shop. The pricing was ridiculous.
It is really a concept store.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not wedding dresses. It's everything but the dress. Though we did have some wedding dresses in there in the end, which was really fun.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
Okay, so obviously Jenna owns Bride Merch, and Jenna and I have been friends forever. Before Honey We're Home, whatever, I was only doing bridal, and my entire platform started off of saying everything is bridal if you look at it the right way.
1,000%.
So I would review runways and whatever and say, like the last dress, if it's not inherently bridal, it's bridal in some way, like evening wear, like it's all bridal. Like bridal is not just white. You've got to look at it from this like lens and whatever.
Your wedding wardrobe, like it's
the wedding wardrobe, the whole thing
is ethos is
more than just the dress.
Yeah.
And build this like capsule wardrobe that you're really proud of, and sentimentally obviously you're tied to it as well, but not being bullied into just buying like a white dress off of Lulu's because that's all that is available.
Right.
So that has been my ethos. And then Jenna, obviously, Bride Merch.
Yeah, I launched Bride Merch, and it's obviously I sell direct to consumer. I sell on Anthropologie and in bridal stores, but like in real life and meeting customers is so important. And I just was like, I need people to see the quality. I need brides to shop this. Like,
and you're everything but the dress as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you're bridal streetwear.
Right.
You're
I'm not
huge
the dress.
missing part of the market.
Right. And when I go to bridal market and I show to stores and I'm sitting next to all these other exquisite wedding gowns, like I'm everything but the dress. So it's like the concept was like born, and we were like, we need to just have this like in-person event. Like we were trying to do something together. Like we
went to Stafili's one day for wine.
Yep.
And Jenna's like, I have this idea where it's a store like in real life. And I responded and I was like, I've always wanted to have a store. Like to not have, the problem is e-commerce.
Totally.
So like, especially with bridal, like I have a beef with brands who have bridals, specifically not putting their bridal lines in their store. Mm-hmm. Because bridal is that opportunity for a consumer to say, I'm going to order 6 things and see what works. Or I have 6 events to shop for.
Yep.
6 different options for each.
$6,000.
Yeah,
right.
For each event. And then I'm willing to spend more on this than I usually would. And then like we don't even have credit card limits that high.
Mm-hmm. I know, it's true. And like it's amazing because I feel like we were early. Mm-hmm. Like the concept was early. Like if you look, like Cult Gaia dropped a wedding, like the wedding collection.
What did we joke about? We said we're always before our time.
Yeah. Which is, it can be good, but it was like stressful because that's why it took so long to get off the ground. Like when we say 3 years in the making, like
2022 was when we thought about this.
Yeah. And
that first conversation was 2022.
And we started looking at venues.
Immediately. Mm-hmm. It was not, sometimes people say, oh, it's an idea that's been in the, no, like this was a conversation. We were like, this is something that we both really, really want to do. Bride merch gets the exposure and an opportunity to meet the customer and, take it offline. And I felt so passionate and tied to the fact of curating brands. Yeah. Women, female-owned brands for the bride, for the customer, not for the conglomerate, not for the company, not for the vendor, not for the industry.
Right.
Because Bridal Fashion Week is for the industry.
Totally.
And we wanted this rom-com experience.
Legitimately.
That you were like, okay, the only thing that you're really doing that's like bringing your mom and getting champagne at is the wedding dress appointment, and that's actually kind of stressful,
right? Because now you have to pay for these appointments, and it's like I feel like you can
only bring 2 people,
right? It's like it's a whole thing. So we wanted to take the stress away. We wanted to make something that you could come and like cross things off the list. And so curating the 15 vendors that we had was like not an easy task because it did take 2 years because we pitched so many brands, like
hundreds.
Like it was wild, at least 100. Like it was like so many emails, so many calls, so many no's, and so I feel like that's a big thing to take away.
We had no's the first time around that came back, at the end, and they were like,
"We want to be involved."
Yes now.
Yeah, so it's sometimes
and that was interesting.
It's so true. Like it may not be a no period. It could be like not right now kind of thing, but like that's still kind of like punches you in the gut, especially when you're building something. Mm-hmm. And I've had that experience in bride merch. I'm sure like all the females that like joined this from a brand standpoint have heard no so many times. And so I think we talked to some like well-known brands, like high-end or just like retail brands that aren't small.
Yes.
And so that was like when we're like, this would be so perfect. And like I feel like the way that it turned out is that we had smaller brands that are doing meaningful things. Yeah. But it allowed us to play and like do what we wanted to do from like the show standpoint. Like,
we also, I think that initially when we set out, like we hit the ground running and we made our list, and they were bigger brands, and we started reaching out, and we started looking at venues, and we looked at a very large venue that is also a wedding venue, and we did a lot of work scaling that place out. Like we're telling you, like we had a date.
You built out that whole thing on what was that program? I don't even know.
I'm like software. I was in it all day.
It was wild. The biggest bar you've ever seen in the middle. Like someday it will turn into this, but like
absolutely.
We were like, why not have champagne and pass hors d'oeuvres and make it like a wedding concept that you walk into that you can shop everything.
And
with the dress.
Did turn out being that, but at first we were like, it'll be big, and it was extremely costly, and we couldn't get people on board, and we were talking to these bigger brands, of course, and like that's when we started to learn about the red tape of what they get involved in. And then you go into that whole thing where like brands that have money refuse to spend their money, so they like want to sort of extort like a small business, and then you feel walked on and disrespected, and it's like whatever. So we spent like 7-8 months really planning it to get it off the ground. And we
were on calls with that venue.
Yeah.
We pushed out contracts multiple times.
Yeah, multiple
because
times.
they were asking over $100,000.
Yeah,
and
they
I'm like,
were.
for 2 days. And I'm sorry.
2 days.
Like
so that was the original thing. It was a 2-day event.
It was a 2-day event. And I love that it was longer because it allowed for us to really move in there and feel like it was a shop. But these were things that we didn't know at the time. And so
if we had rushed it, wouldn't have done it the right way.
Like we were trying to pipe and drape the whole goddamn thing. And like it was like, you know, we didn't know what we didn't know. And we had to like bring in reinforcements. And, you know, my wedding planner, Jess Gordon, was like, she's been in the industry.
She's
I
fucking
mentor.
love
Her. She is. And she came to our event and spoke one of the nights with CC Johnson. And so they're just, important. They have been in the wedding industry for a long time. And so she was like, scale down. Back. She was like, just, it's not going to be perfect the first time. You got to take it slow. You got to like cut it in half. You got to use half the venue. You got to, and so like, just as she would planning a wedding, being like, it's still going to be amazing, and the guests won't know any different. So that was cool because we needed that.
We really did. I think too, it's like when someone tells you to scale down, because we had this idea and we're like, no one's ever done it before. And it's not a trade show. It's really something different and special, but we couldn't translate it because we didn't have a proof of concept. When someone tells you to scale down, you feel like someone's knocking your ambition on its side because you're like, but I know this is a good idea. Yeah. So I don't want to be told to scale down. Like, I don't want to be made to feel like it's not a good enough idea to get the support to do it the way that I want to do it. And that's like an ego. That's an ego thing.
I feel like that's also like for your wedding too. When like they're like, it's not in the budget, or like, you know, whoever, your mom, your mother-in-law, like, or somebody says no, and you're like, but I want this. Yes. You know, like kind of felt like we were planning a wedding. And I actually do feel like we almost like planned a wedding basically.
We did plan a wedding. But one thing we knew for sure was that we wanted the correct energy in the space. And that's something that's a wedding centered thing as well. That's like, what makes the heartbeat of a wedding is the energy in the room, and all of the other stuff is nice and it's a frill. And we really, because we're in the space of bridal, took that idea and we were like, and that is how shops should operate. Like you might have cool clothes and you might have a cool concept store, but if I go in there and I feel cold and stuffy, I don't want to buy there. And our main point was we were like, we want to feel like this is somewhere we would take our mom.
Yep.
And in order to do that, it needs to do these things. So we sort of backed into like what the ideal shopping experience would be.
Right.
And then we built it out based on that like customer experience. That then led us to like the vendors. So like having a cake, someone for cake.
Yeah.
And
it was so easy because we were like, oh my God, cake tastings. Like,
we were able to like mark stuff off and like, but then the cake, the baker, like Amanda, you know, is so amazing. She's doing different flavors every day and now she's getting bookings and like it works like hand in hand. And then you need to make sure that, which was something we didn't think about the first time. Well, not that we didn't think about it, but like there were some people that we talked to that we were like less than happy to like keep getting on the phone with.
Yeah.
And we just sort of pushed through that feeling because we were like, beggars really can't be choosers. And we learned in the end that scaling back gave us the privilege to choose who we worked with.
Right. And I do feel like everything happens for a reason in life, and, you know, just learning things that you don't know. And so for us, we had to scale down the bigger venue. We found that smaller venue. It was like, we were like, we should pick this back up.
We were in Chelsea originally.
Right. We were in Chelsea. Then you live in the West Village and you walked past this place that you have seen, like you've seen a million times, but there was a sign. I feel like everything happens for a reason. Like that day.
And it wasn't available in 2022.
Right.
It was like leased out.
Right. And so that venue became available, and then it just sort of made for everything else to fall into place. Because the people that we were talking to, it allowed us to talk to other people like Amanda and like all these different people from a fabric and what am I saying? Brand standpoint.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That like we were like, okay, maybe the bigger brands like aren't the vibe.
Yeah. Well, and whatever, you learn as you go.
Right.
Initially, we went in looking for sponsorship. Yep. And so we were in Chelsea. We were in a big venue.
Because we needed $100,000.
And we needed $100,000. So we went in looking for sponsorship, and we spent over a month on a pitch deck. And I'm telling you guys, do you guys remember when I used to go work at One Pen? When we would go work at One Pen?
We made One Pen our office.
And we
used to
go
sneak
back.
in there.
Oh, wait, we can't now. They told us to.
Well, I mean, we could probably sneak in, but that was our spot.
Yeah, that was our spot.
Yeah.
And we would spend sun up to sundown, ending it, like starting it with espressos, ending it with spritzes.
Yeah.
Building this fucking pitch deck that we didn't need. Like, we built a sponsored pitch deck.
Yeah.
Then never went to get, like...
We used it. We used it to get calls, and it did get us calls. But, like, and I do think a deck is important. But, like...
Oh, I mean, the deck is important.
Yeah,
the specific... The purpose of the deck that we were building
right.
was maybe in the wrong direction. Like, we should have immediately just gone to brands, you know what I mean? But we went to the sponsors, and then
because we really needed that venue.
We really needed that venue. And so we were being told to scale back because of Lyft. And we started to have reservations based on, like, the experience that we wanted to give. Like, we were like, you want to go out to lunch and you want to have wine and you want to do these things. And, like, so is it more of a walkability thing? And then we sort of went on this train of, like, it would be so nice to do this in the West Village in the spring, but we were still stuck on a big venue at that time.
Yep.
So we, like, we started looking at the largest venues in the West Village. None of them were large enough for what the footprint was that we wanted.
True.
So we were like, well, it's just not going to work. And then we
took a little break.
We took a break. Then we went and we pitched a larger brand, which it was a great pitch. Mm-hmm. It was a really good pitch. Mm-hmm. It was a really good fit. They took the idea.
Yeah, they did their own version. And then one morning I woke up and I forget. I must have seen it on Instagram or something. And, like, I DM'd it to you. I'm like,
and I saw it at the same moment. I'm like, no, it was like to the T. It was
that
like
was
you
a
could
year
not have
later.
fabricated
That was
it.
like right.
I think they did it pretty quickly. I mean, I don't even remember the timing.
It was like
they really did it though.
Yeah,
like they really took it.
Yeah, at least they didn't call it everything but the rest.
I know, right? And
I mean, this happens.
Anyways, the event, to my understanding, like, it didn't really go well.
Well, like, I'm sorry, but, like, we are trying to do an event for brides. We are serving the customer. We are, like...
Yeah. That for me was a pivot where I was like, we really need to listen to Jess. We need to listen to Doug and John. We need to scale back.
Yeah.
Because
the boys said no.
Yeah, the boys said no when they saw the numbers. Like, because the thing is that they're not saying, you know, our idea's bad. They're saying
how can you make money, or...
Like, basically, we were missing a huge piece of the puzzle of what makes the heartbeat of our event tick, which was making it intimate and local and neighborly and all of the things that we miss about shopping in real life and being in a cute environment and having that community feel. And you don't get those with a large event. And when that brand stole our concept and they did it and it didn't go well for like half a second, I was like, shit, it was a really bad idea.
Like, glad we didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you're like, oh my God, you literally stole what we did. But also it didn't go well. So, like, maybe like it was a bad idea. And then you realize that, like, they did the one thing you didn't want to do, which is they made it for the vendor and they made it for the industry.
And it wasn't really shopping. It was more just like
because I'm sure that vendors didn't want to provide product for them. And like, these were the things that we were having a really hard time getting off the ground. Like, no, it's not a showroom. Like, no, you bring stuff. Like, people have to try stuff on. Like, this is not a virtual experience. Like, we went ride or die for that concept.
Yeah, we did. Like, there's a dressing room. Like, you can do fittings. Like, you can all that. So, yeah, I felt like all those things happened so that we could end up
it gave me a lot of confidence in the idea. Like, the stuff people maybe were, like, pushing back on, seeing it go poorly for someone who did cave to those types of, like, red tape. Seeing it go poorly to me said, good, stick with your gut. Because sticking with our gut is what made it go well in the end. And
yeah, I forget what day it was or what month was it when it was.
It wasn't like good weather. Like dates were the hardest thing for us.
Yes, because we didn't want to line up with Bridal Fashion Week with Bridal Fashion Week, which is April and October.
Yeah.
Do I need to drink this coffee?
Yeah,
I'm like,
probably.
I'm like, what time is it? It's 5:00. I need a second.
At least it's matcha. We didn't want to line up with Bridal Fashion Week, but then we had to.
Which was also a mistake because we were trying to do it too close. Oh, that was the other thing. And all the brands were like, oh my God, we can't. So
we don't have the staff.
Little things we learned.
Start learning. Like, this is the brand I really want to work with, and their team is a lot smaller than I thought. And now they can't participate because of staffing. We really need to take this into consideration. And you start learning the production schedules and the staffing and where they're traveling to Chicago market and whatever it is, like, and how it makes or break the situation. And we also were very specific about it being in the spring so that people wanted to be outside and you got foot traffic.
Totally. That weather was like amazing thing of like what it's been recently. But like it was cool because we in the back end, like, you know, we're both running our own businesses. Like you're doing the podcast, I'm doing bride merch. We're doing other things, doing other community events with other brands that sort of had fostered relationships over the past year, which was like great. And community is so important. Like your customer and community, it's huge. And so for us to be able to bring community together at this event and know that like, okay, well, brides are getting engaged in December. We should be having the event in March instead of April.
There are stats involved.
Yeah. Like we're like, okay, let's, and then we just had to like.
Brides start making decisions 60 to 90 days after later. They get engaged.
Right. And but this was after we found this out. We like learned this info like on a call, and then we're like, oh, that makes sense. But like you had seen the venue and we had coffee and we were like, okay, let's call our Chuck. Guy. Let's call Chuck. And we love Chuck. He's an amazing owner of the building that we were in. And so then once we learned that stat, we were like, we just have to pick a fucking date. Like we got to go because everything we did,
we had the credibility
so
to
many
back it at that
so
point.
Long.
Like when you say to a brand, this is why this is the date, and it actually makes sense for you and your customer
to participate.
And that is far more valuable than saying, well, the weather's nice. That's the thing though, is that like that is proof of concept of what I've learned is that like you have to prove your idea, and what you're proving is not the stat. What you're proving is make your idea a statistic. Like now some of our gut instincts have become statistics. Like we had to wait a really long time to get this off of the ground in order to stand by our gut instincts. But in the end, it paid off because it meant we had a really great event. Like having this building in the West Village, utilizing, you know, community within brand owners, being very specific about female-founded brands and, you know, representing all different areas, different categories, and being able to pull specific people together and lean on others and get local businesses involved and know the area. Yeah. Like all of these things, like seriously make an event. And so now something like, hey, you're going to get more foot traffic if you do it in this location and the weather is nice outside, is now we can say that can sit next to the fact of, oh, brides make decisions 90 days after they get engaged next time around. And we can say, as proved by, we have the statistics of how many people bought tickets at the door.
I mean, we sold, I remember when you came up to me
1,000 tickets
at the event. Well, that one day it was 1,000, but it was over 1,500 purchased tickets.
Yeah.
And like that is wild because when we launched,
we didn't lie.
We didn't lie, but we were like, but we did the math. We you're very like, you know, it's all like we had the Excel sheet and we're like putting in all the, you know, the numbers and everything, including the people. Like if X amount of people buy this ticket, like maybe we'll break even kind of thing.
Yes.
With all the spending that we had to do and just to get it going, but like,
it was, we told people, we told brands, we're going to get 1,000 brides through the door. And we were like holding our breath, like, boy, I hope.
Because we hadn't sold out the venue yet. Like we went in there, we measured everything. We actually did a better job on the floor plan than like Chuck had from his realtor. Like that shit was not right.
Floor plan was not correct.
Oh my God.
We were giving people area. We're like, one day we're like, we're going to be in here for 8 hours.
We're going to measure.
And we are taping it out and we're measuring
and
it.
we got to sell
ceiling height, the whole
4x7 or a 5x7 or whatever it is. Like, because we had to price it out. And so we had to figure out all that information. And we knew that if we sold X amount of areas that we could at least make the rent back. And
we needed to make the rent back.
We still did need sponsors.
We did. And that is something that we learned how to sell a sponsor. Mm-hmm. And that was a really valuable lesson. Yeah. What you can promise them, what you can execute, what they're looking for, you know, and that learning how to pitch, it was a skill that took years to get correct.
Speaking this story for so long, but like, remember the days that we were on like 6 or 9 calls back to back?
There was a day we were on like 11 calls.
No, I like wanted to like I
also wanted to dangle from my fire escape.
Like, and you were at your apartment, I was at my apartment. We were taking Zoom calls, like.
And then we would also be on the phone next to each other.
I know, like we just were like on the phone. We're like, okay, we can't really talk. Just run to the bathroom, and then we're like on our next call. Like it was because we had the date booked.
I mean, it was like 12:45 a.m.
Yeah,
and we're like
I'm sweating just thinking about it.
And then one of us would like start crashing out. One of us would it would always be one. It was early in the morning or late at night. One person would start crashing out, and you'd have to go, maybe you should eat.
Right. Did you eat anything? Yeah.
Have you eaten anything?
Oh my
Have
God.
you had coffee yet?
Yeah.
Do you need to take it? Do you need a, Jenna would say, I need to stand up.
Yeah.
Like, I need to like wiggle my legs.
Well, it was just even like I can't speak anymore. Like I don't like I sit at home a lot and do bride merch by myself. Like when I'm not doing everything but the dress, and it's like I don't fucking talk to anybody.
No.
So like my voice was like,
it was crazy.
It was like a whole new
world.
It was like a marathon.
I mean,
but we did
feel lucky to have done it with you though, because we keep moving at the same pace.
Mm-hmm. Right. And like things like, you know, we'd be back and forth with the brand telling them we had like things that we would speak to that were our strong suit. Like the money part or like the brands that were participating. And you know, it's kind of like you have to say these brands that you think are going to be involved and like hope and pray that they're involved.
Yeah.
And like, this is the brand vision. We knew what we wanted, but then it did change because it was like all these bigger names, and then it was like a few middle names, and then we really were able to cover everything about the dress from a standpoint of like, this is vintage, this is shoes, this is apparel, this is flowers, this is cake, this is,
and that was so categorically approached. Like
that was what we always wanted.
We have to go find someone to be in this category, and that's a new research and a new scouting situation, and we still hadn't launched our Instagram, and we really had like partial commitments from a bunch of people. No one had signed a contract.
Right. No one had paid a deposit.
No one had paid a deposit for the longest time. And we're looking at this and we're like, this has to happen. We essentially, 3 years in the making, but it was January of this year. We were like, we're doing it in March. Yeah. And in 8 weeks, we did the whole thing. Listen, like we never could have if we didn't already have our pre-existing information. Right. Like, but I kind of, that's kind of how I planned my wedding, is I like fake planned it. So then when I went to plan it, it was like easier because I was like, well, I already did the research.
Right.
So I'm ready to go. Right. Now I can rip a decision to you really quickly. Like,
like when you're going to quote me on a rental. All
like
that.
You like get out of town. You're not going to but it was a really fun experience. Like we did the venue first, and then we already had this idea of how we were going to market. Now we're in a position where we're bootstrapped, and we're doing this on our own, and later people are like, how did this get funded? And we're like, we bootstrapped it. Like we worked our ass off, like to barely get in the green here and like show proof of concept, because we didn't.
Chuck thinks we made a lot of money.
Chuck thinks we make so much money. Chuck, what are your profits? And I'm like, Chuck, profits.
Right. We're like, this is a proof of concept, and we did make some, but it's really to invest it back into the next one, as 100%. Every business does. Yeah. And so, you know, like,
and this is its own thing, because it's this is the bride. This isn't, you know, wholesale. This is you're selling an experience and a feeling to a bride, her mom, her friends, her sisters, and you're hoping that she feels loved when she leaves, and you're hoping she leaves with information. If somebody who's might do her invitations or her stationery or her cake or her bar or, you know, her after party dress or you know, whatever it is, or her bridesmaids gifts, like that's the goal. And also, you know, to have a good time and make that contact and that relationship with the bride directly, because now you're building trust with the consumer. And so it really had to go off a certain way, but it was, you know, nobody had really done it. So every idea you're pitching is like
a new concept. It's
sort of a trust me bro situation.
Right.
Like what's your
like even source? The podcast, like you guys did the live podcast, and that was like I knew it would sell out in 2 seconds. Like, who doesn't want to meet you guys in real life and see the two of you talk? And like, you know, that was a cool experience. And I think I'm sure you're glad that happened. Like it was the kickoff of the event, which was so fun. It was great. But we had to get that venue ready to go on the first day. Like it was on like setup we day. Might have needed an extra day or an extra 6 hours, but like I don't know how we did it. No, I mean, thank God for John. John was there. Oh my God.
I think you just like pull it out of your ass when you have to.
Right. Like all of a sudden, like
I was
just
saying, I was like, I have to record like six episodes like in 6 days, and she's like, how are you gonna do it? And I'm like, I don't know, but for some reason I'm like, it'll work out. Yeah. I'm like, sometimes you just have to pull it out of your ass. But like when you have motivation to do it, like when you're really excited to like share what you have, and you know, then we learned, you know, let's get the bar sponsored, and that needs to be a hub, and whatever. Everything is a moving part, and we got this like very intimate space and we knew how we wanted to market it. And as we got closer, obviously at this point we're already, you know, bootstrapped.
Yep.
We just start getting more and more information about certain legal teams of certain brands that we were gunning to get sponsorship from. Learning a little bit along the way, like, oh yeah, they would have told you no to that. They would have told you no to that.
Right.
Absolutely no guerrilla posting. These things that were like the ethos behind our entire thing, which is like two New York girls starting a business in a way that works for their audience because they are the audience.
Right.
Then to be getting closer to launching and find out like, hey, if it had gone the way you originally wanted it to, you would have been told no to every last idea,
like marketing concept,
personal idea that you had.
Yeah, which would have sucked because that's not us. And so totally.
It built confidence.
Yeah, like it worked out the way we needed it to. And the guerrilla posting was so fun. We did that in the venue because we found out that it's $1 million to put it up on the green walls to then maybe get torn down. Yeah, like I mean, but our posters were so fucking cool. Like we saw, remember when we were looking at another venue a few years back and we saw that like save the date or like whatever it said with the scan thing, and
people
like
we would be in there. I like moved in. I was like working from there.
God, yeah, it was so fun.
And so I could see people walk by in the weeks leading up. Chuck would just let us be in there because no one was in the space, and you could see people scan and start registering while you were sitting there, and that was so rewarding. And like it gave all of these great content opportunities, and then that space really started to like feel like home, and the intimacy of it started to feel like an office and like the gathering place, and that made us feel like we made a really good decision to scale back, even though it's not something we wanted to do. And each time that you're like, wow, me, you know, being patient or sticking to my guns on something has paid off, makes you more confident for the next thing. So when we got to the point of the liquor license,
oh my God, like
I can't even like,
I think we are just like, we have so much to do, like this will be easy, but like we wanted to be throwing events and we wanted to be serving, you know,
wanted
champagne,
wine all day.
Wine. Like
I wanted it free. I was like, it's going to be, I got a sponsorship for the wine. Like I'm like, no,
like
because
we're not
when you go
Yeah.
try on dresses, like you get wine. Like it's like, people are spending so much money. If they're going to buy a ticket to come in here, give them a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Like,
I agree.
The whole concept of like penny pinching in every different, it's not going to get you a return customer. It's not going to have, in the end, girls and their moms were in there for like
celebrating
6 hours at a time.
Right.
Grandmothers, aunts, hanging out on couches. Like, that's what you want. Like, you want to go to work and be like, that's what my work day looks like.
It's like Aritzia. Aritzia literally has a coffee shop downstairs. If you buy something, they give you a token to go get a free coffee, and then like the areas to sit. Like it's like we didn't know that. Now I know that.
And it's
but
a
like,
selfish thing,
you know,
but like I want people to have. I want to have that energy around me when I go to work.
Right.
And so we were really unwilling to give up on that specific dream.
Yeah.
Even when we failed to file for the liquor license.
Right. And like we were cutting it so close. Like
I mean, closest doesn't even begin.
Right. Like we were like, I think 9 days out or something.
Yeah.
And we still hadn't filed for the liquor license. And we're like chat GBTing, like, what do we need to do?
And it's like, you got to do it within 14 days.
And I'm oh my God, like freaking out. And so
this was a midnight conversation too.
Yeah. And like, so the next morning I wake up super early. I log into my like New York State Gov, whatever, because I have like a selling license. And so like I logged in, I'm filling it out. It was pretty easy to fill out, but there were some things. So I had to call. I called 3 times.
Because the information I read 6 different documents.
Right.
It said 6 different things.
It was wild. And you know what? It was so easy. But then I had to call and it was like, we have to get this form from the landlord. Da, da, da.
And then she's like, don't look at that because that's wrong and that's false and that's like fake news. Basically.
Right.
I'm like,
and you have to submit multiple, because it was multiple days, remember? So it was like, I had to do like 3 days plus 3 days. Yeah. Because we needed like 7
You can only submit for 3 days at a time.
Yeah. Like it was, and luckily 518, like the people in Albany, well, that like they were just helpful on the phone, but I had to talk to 3 different people to get like the final answer, but like they were quick. So that was good. But luckily one of my girlfriends from growing up works for the state. And I was like, Molly,
please help us.
I'm like, I used to give her she's younger than me and I gave her my ID.
Yes, you told me that,
Yeah, I was like, she owes me because I gave her my ID when we were younger. But like the people at the bar like knew that she
now
wasn't
we owe her.
Jenna. So they're like, Molly, you're too young. You can't come in here.
You can't come in here.
But you know, I'm like, girl, get me that liquor license.
We were told to like not worry about it. They were like, just do non-alcoholic.
Or just
do this.
have a certified bartender or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, like the whole time. And that was like at this huge cost. And I was like, you know, we looked at the numbers over and over again. We did have bartenders for all the events. Like that was good. That was a last minute thing. We said, you know what? You have to. Like
we're not just pouring.
And that was really helpful. And I think it added to the event. But like, you know, we're scrappy. We could not afford a bartender, you know, to come in with the insurance and the liability. Days. And then, you know, they have to cater food to meet a certain requirement. Yep. And like, you know, we understood that, and we're doing cake tastings already, so it was fine, but it wouldn't work with the catering. And so
having that liquor license was important. And they gave us,
and we should have given up on it, but it was such an ethos to the idea of the event.
Yeah, we even had sorry, I'm like blanking, but we were thinking about non-alcoholic drinks. We were going to do the Katy Perry.
Jess was like, Jess was like, you know, like, California sober is all the rage.
Jess is always right.
In California. No. We're like, in New York, the bitches like martinis.
Right. But for a moment in time, we did think, for like half of a day, we were like, we're not serving alcohol. Like,
we did.
It was either the event and no alcohol, or, you know, like we had to make a decision, and then we figured it out.
And then we were like, whatever it takes, we're going to figure it out. And we kept bulldozing forward, which in a different partnership, like you might be held back and just like told, why are you making it harder than it has to be? But when you're going with a gut feeling about something, it makes that work well worth it.
Oh, yeah. The bar was the best. We actually tried to buy the bar. We couldn't buy the bar, but maybe we'll build one for the next.
Yeah, I have all the measurements.
I love it.
We took all the measurements so that we could build it ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would have put that in my apartment.
And I would never. You
could have put it in your apartment.
I know. Yeah.
It would have been really cute.
Yeah.
I could totally see
We're going to
that.
have to get a storage unit for all of our stuff anyways.
We are, because we
are getting kicked out.
So we are hopeful that this September we'd be back in the same location.
And maybe for longer. I mean, like, whatever. We don't really know. But we went from 2 days to a week. And the week only came up because at some point we sat back down. And I think I was like, Jenna, you know, we keep going through the hours of Saturday, Sunday, but like, I just like a pop-up shop.
A week was great. I mean, it worked out in our favor, and now they have someone in there for 3 years. They signed a contract,
and we were really hoping it would be.
We left some chairs and mirrors. So we need a storage unit. That's where maybe some of the money's gonna go. But so we're on the hunt.
You know what?
For a new space.
Some of it here. So I already, because I want to do like curtains.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff or whatever.
Yeah, cute.
So I was like. She was like, do you have like pipe and drape? And I was like,
do I?
They can. I can inherently store some of it here. I'm like, I'll get the rug.
Oh my God.
And
yeah, that cute rug.
Here. And like some of the stuff can go here.
Love.
And we'll just be placeholder here and use the studio stuff. And then it'll go back when we need it.
I love it. We'll just load up my car.
I mean, it's really
that day was fun when we did it, like the 7 trips. Oh my God. You and Doug were walking. The boys
so we moved everything ourselves.
We did a lot of lift.
A lot.
Like,
I mean, this is the thing. We spent what was our total? I mean, it was for a week, don't get me wrong. So like it's for a longer period of time. But it was so great because in the end you realize that like some brands might need a showroom, and they might work out of their apartment, especially when you're looking at like smaller brands or like somewhere to seasonally pop up. And like we felt like that there are legs for like a longer store lease situation eventually. And that's the only reason that we went from like a week is great, longer might be better because you might be able to get more. You might be able to maintain a small intimate space, but have brands cycle in and out so that you do get like more people in here and you also get to listen to the bride. Who do they want to see and shop in real life? And hours.
Like maybe it's open later at night so that people that are working can
we did 10 to 6.
And then we had
needed to do
nighttime.
And then we realized pretty quickly 11 to 7 is better. I mean, if you're going to keep the same number of hours, just shifting it to 11 to 7, like whatever, everything is a learning curve.
Down to like the garbage bags that we were buying and stuff. And like we didn't pay the guy that wanted to charge us $2,000.
Oh my God.
It's just these things that you don't know, and it's costs that you don't expect. And that's like, it kind of leads back to like what happens in your wedding. Like
that's
you're over budget.
Though. You can do anything with a lot of money.
I'm gonna just spend the money because like I can't do this
but on the right
ourselves.
thing.
Exactly right.
Because if you have all the money in the world, then it's not a problem.
Yeah.
But I think it's nice to be forced to be scrappy because you really find out. It's like fucking around and finding out. Like, do you really care about this?
Right.
Do you really want to get it off the ground? How badly do you want this? How hard will you work for it?
Right.
Like,
but then the next time you really have to allocate
we learned
what those monies go towards because like we physically we were there from like night to, we could have slept
couldn't
there.
have done it.
you know?
However, like the guy that was a super of the building looks Jenna and I up and down, and then he's like,
he didn't know who he was talking to.
bro, he's like $1,200 and I'll pay off sanitation to take your trash bags. Like, are you gonna come collect our trash for us?
He wanted us to separate everything and just leave it downstairs.
Break
like
down all the
something
boxes,
wild.
separate it all, put it in
I'm
trash
like,
bags.
what are we paying you for?
Put it with the trash.
Right.
And then he was like, well, for that money, you get trash bags.
I don't even think he was gonna get, that was no. That pissed me off.
That was insane.
Nothing
and then
really
Doug's
makes
like,
me
you
mad, but
have to pay him. And I was like, I'm not paying him. We walked that trash
Yeah.
to different trash cans.
Right.
Every
We
day.
threw it away correctly.
Mason and John walked that trash to my apartment multiple days.
Right.
I was like,
They
I
did.
will do whatever not to pay you a dime.
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
we don't have $1,200 for that.
No.
Like we at all.
That was just something, so you have to pivot and you have to be like, I'm spending on this, I'm not spending on that. And
it makes you a better negotiator though when you do not have the money to give somebody.
right, because you have to
Like
say
you're not
no.
going to take
Yeah.
advantage. So you have no choice but to say no. And then you learn what is worth spending money on and what is not. Like it was worth spending money on bartenders for the evening events. It was worth spending money on having help come in. Like Bella.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was the guy's super money. Like
Right.
if it's if it's have help, have an assistant,
Right.
or pay the super off to literally sit on it to do literally nothing,
To walk
but
by.
tell you he just won't report you for putting your trash there. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
we
paying
needed
Bella.
help because it's like we're running the show. I'm working in my booth. I'm also trying to help you run the show. It was like
We were both on our periods, too.
That was crazy. I was literally one day I thought I was gonna die. Like I didn't know. I've never been so stressed.
I said you have to go to the urgent care.
Yeah, no, and I was like, what? No.
No, I was really concerned. I was like, I think you need to leave and go to the urgent care.
I don't know what it is. It's stressful having your own business, and it's like when I
had my
told
period
my
for
friends,
12 days.
No, that was also crazy.
I
But it's
didn't
like-
because it went away.
and then it came back.
The next day.
I think it was because we were hanging out so much. You know, when you're just like,
I never
everyone's-
ovulated that month. I know that for a fact because 2 weeks later I got my period again.
Oh my god,
I was like, am I getting it twice?
something
I was
is
like,
happening.
Send help.
Send help. Yeah, like it's when you tell someone not to stress, you're like, don't stress about
my
that.
God.
Like it's no big deal. And
Watch
then I'm
me
like,
pop you.
I literally cannot control my stress. Like it was.
Yeah, but that's just the worst thing to say to somebody.
No.
That I was just say, how can I help you?
Yeah,
If you want
yes.
someone to stop stressing or help how can I help you?
That's a great first thing to say. What can I do?
What can I do?
Oh my God.
Well, we do that with each other.
Yeah.
What can I do?
Yeah, like
if
what-
we see
right.
one of us unraveling,
Yeah.
what can I do?
Yeah, because it's like you want to lift something off somebody else's plate, and I think why we work so well together is because like we're good at different things, and then like we can be like, oh, this is too overwhelming. You know what I mean? Like
Take it, help me.
Yeah.
And we've also had to learn to be much more flexible than we went into this, I think, being, which is, I think that's a huge learning lesson for us. Like, again, if we had all the money in the world, we never would have had to learn these lessons. But like not being able to get sponsorship, having someone take our idea, it being too big, having to swallow our ego, having to scale back, realizing it was actually made it a boutique, like made it better.
Right.
And all of these things you learn to like kind of actually chill out about some things going the wrong way. Because
Yeah, like let's talk about what went wrong. Like what are 3 things that went wrong that we didn't think would go wrong just to be funny? Because I feel like obviously stuff happened.
there were things that happened for sure.
We forgot to pick up the macaroons from Lauderay.
Oh God!
That we just like forgot.
They hate us. They hate us.
They were like,
Oh,
I don't
they
think
hate
we're
us.
getting any more macaroons.
They were like, "Do not ever reach out to us again."
Oh my God. No, they weren't that mean, but like we forgot to send the Uber guy to go. Oh,
Yeah.
and like the deliveries with the
Well, we asked if they could send a delivery guy. Like we would have paid for the delivery.
Yeah.
We asked if they could whatever.
there was
send
just
a
so much
messenger,
on our plate at that point
and
that
they were like, "No, you need to send someone to pick them up in
which
person."
was fine, but we literally just like
Totally forgot.
Like I have forgotten to go to the doctor or like my nail appointment where you're just like you're supposed to be somewhere.
Oh, you know what
and
else?
You're just not there.
Yeah.
So that was that.
The other thing is that we tried to do a BYOB wedding planning night, and it was the day of the half marathon.
Oh, it was the half marathon. You're right.
And we were like, why
That was
aren't we
our event.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were like, why aren't we selling tickets? What's going on? And we did ended up doing this 15-person panel. Okay, like it was great. It was cute, and we
it was
needed a rest.
Yeah, 3-person panel, but no, there were like 20
Or,
people
like, there
in the
were
room.
15 people- yeah,
it was
15, 20 people in
beautiful.
the room.
Like
Yeah.
it was one of my favorite nights
It
actually.
was really intimate.
Yeah.
We later we're like, oh, it's the half marathon. Like, why did it never occur to us to look up New York City events?
Right, true. Next time, note to self. I mean, one of our Plan with Laura ran the half marathon.
And then
she
was
is
on the panel.
Right, she is.
That's how we found out.
I'm like, you ran the half marathon today?
Were you like, that was here?
Her parents were in town to watch her. Yeah,
that's why. Yeah. And we learned to not do an event every night.
Yeah, we needed a break, but it was good because it was definitely less lift, but it was a beautiful speaking event.
Yeah,
and yeah, what else?
I mean, I think the funniest thing that went wrong for me was setup day. We were scrappy. This wasn't a bad decision. It actually saved us in the end. We wouldn't pay Philippe for his delivery because it was astronomical for like the racks and the bar.
Yes, our furniture guy.
So I was like, let's use Dolly. And
I'm like, what is Dolly?
Yeah. So we have this thing and I'm like, okay, this is Dolly. Like they're insured by UPS or FedEx or whatever. Like it's going to be fine. Jenna's like, okay, I'm on board. I'm getting scheduled these drivers. I figure it out. Philippe has like moved things. He's like,
right.
Oh, now this person's going to this warehouse. It's in New Jersey and it's nothing.
We figured out his business wasn't just in one warehouse.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He sources from multiple places, but he does make it easier for you. But yeah, it was like the bar. Yeah.
So the guy, Ramon.
Thank God for Ramon.
I get this call. Ramon's like, is this everything in your order? Like
he sent you a picture.
Which thank God. Because if it was Philippe's delivery guy, I can tell you 100 times over that I would be receiving no picture. It was because this guy wanted to make sure he's picking up the right stuff. Yep. Because it was I'm confused. Ramon's confused. I'm like, Philippe, the address is where? What are you doing here? So like he's trying to get everything straight. Is this your order? And I am like, I don't know what you're looking at, but that is not my stuff.
Right. That bar was like an ugly.
It was a dentist reception desk.
Yes, with
the green glass top.
No. I was like, we paid for a white bar.
I am like, get me a bar. I hear Ramon on the other end. The guy's like, we don't have a bar. And I'm like sending a picture. This is the bar that we ordered. He's like, I don't have that. I've never seen that in my life. I'm like, oh my God. And Ramon goes, well, she said she needs a bar, so you're going to go find a bar. And then I hear him, like, there were
they
like
went
two
into the
things
warehouse. Yeah.
that the guy brought out. And I didn't even get a picture of them. I just heard Ramon go, that's not going to work.
I love
That's not a bar.
I love
Nope,
him.
I need a bar. And then I'm like, do you have a bar? And he's like, I have this. And I'm like, let me see it.
Or something,
he's
right?
like, well, I don't know if I even have it here. And I'm like, go look. Well,
go look in the warehouse.
Saying it. Ramon's like, go look then. And he's like, but it might be dirty. And Ramon goes, she can wipe it off.
Yeah.
So he comes out with this. And I'm in the back. This is setup day.
Right.
It's Honey, We're Home night. Obviously.
I'm like stickering my freaking sweatshirts with pricing. I wanted to die.
And I'm not yelling at the guy who owns the warehouse. I'm yelling at Philippe because Philippe is hanging up on us.
Yeah, he wouldn't answer our calls.
Philippe is like actively trying to scam us. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, you
God
better answer
Ramon.
my call, Philippe.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not.
No.
So anyways, everything came like 3 to 4 hours late.
Right.
And that is why the setup transition into Honey, We're Home was so difficult.
That's true.
We were all sitting there with clothes and no racks to put them on.
Right. We needed those goddamn racks.
Yeah.
And then we also, remember how like
That's why I wanted the bar in the end. I was like, I worked for this bar and I'd like to keep it.
No, and we got a better bar. So like, again, everything happens for a reason. Like the bar that we originally picked out, I don't even think was as nice as the one we wound up with. Like it had layers.
Oh yeah, this one was better, and but it wasn't as long. And that was the thing. This like dentist thing was curved, and it was like 5 feet. And the bar was sponsored by Waters, and we had a vinyl that was 6-7 feet long.
Yeah.
So I'm like, even if I were to say, fuck it, give me the. I can't.
Right.
Like somebody literally paid for this bar, and I have to put this decal on it.
Yeah.
And so they're not leaving until you bring them out something that works with.
And Philippe did the decal, so he should have known how big it was.
Philippe, and he put the decals on backwards. That actually went wrong.
Oh my God, yeah.
He adhered the decals backwards, so we had to peel off each letter and
I didn't even
them.
know that happened. So like, again, it's like things that happen on your wedding day that you didn't know that happened until later.
Yeah.
Like, kill me.
Oh my goodness.
Like, what happened at your wedding that you didn't hear until after?
My dad didn't pick his tux up from the dry cleaners.
No.
And then on Saturday he went and they were closed.
No.
So he had to go buy a brand new tux on the day of the wedding.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No.
And then I don't know where my mom was, but she was somewhere and my wedding dress was in her car.
Oh Jesus.
I was like, girly?
Grace.
I don't know where you are, Gracie, but you're going to have to be here.
Mom.
And she has like plants in the back of her car with my dress. And I'm like,
can you get to the venue already?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is wild.
That was crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I did
what
like
happened in yours?
seating arrangements. Like I did like place settings.
Yeah.
Like I did the whole, the tables, like I'm putting everyone where they need to be because it was just something that like my mother-in-law and I talked about. And she wanted to be able to see us at our table and like
Bonnie
see
did,
she wanted to see the dance floor. And it was like, I get it. Like she wanted to be
in a specific place
at the table. They fucked up her seat, the only one. So like her back was to the dance floor and she was like,
was she pissed?
Well, she didn't tell me. And I don't think she was really mad, but it was like, had they brought me into the room, I would have known. Yes. She's the only person I needed to be in the right seat.
FaceTime. I was like,
anybody else?
I sent someone to go FaceTime me they didn't put the reserve things on my pews. So my family didn't, I had people tell my family, that's reserved for family.
Right.
And they were like, that's us. And they're like, well, we know that's reserved for other family.
Like we are the family.
My first 3 pews were empty. And I'm like, where's my family?
No.
And they're like scattered through everywhere. And I'm like, what?
That would have made me mad because you saw that when you walked down.
Yes.
Yeah.
So some things I'm like, tell the bride.
Yeah, exactly.
I really tell the bride because she's going to tell you if it doesn't bother her.
Right, but she didn't tell me. But she didn't know
if it is going to bother her,
dinner.
she gets one chance. So tell her so that she knows. And then she can just say, nope, fix it. This is the way that I want it.
Yeah.
Something
always happens. And it's like, and she was like, it's no big deal. Like she was at the table of everyone she knew anyway. It was just she wanted to see from a certain standpoint.
I went to a wedding once where there was the head table and it had all of the bridal party at it. And they didn't, this is a pet peeve of mine, but maybe you did too, I don't know. But like you don't get to sit with your significant other.
Oh no.
Okay, so like, when they do a head table, it's like just the bridesmaids and groomsmen, but your significant others have to sit at a separate table.
Oh, that where like you're that's annoying.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
No.
Bro, like I already haven't seen them all day. Like not that it's about me. It's just that like it's so uncomfortable. Right. Like it's supposed to be a dinner party.
It's like a date. Like you're plus one.
It's romantic.
Yeah.
Like it's like
that's so weird.
That's a number one way for me to guarantee people don't have the best time as possible because they're actively worried about their significant other.
Yeah.
And like probably dealing with that. But I went to a wedding where they did that. Anyways, I was a significant other. So I was sitting at a table with people I literally did not know.
No, that would ruin the night.
I knew like 2 people at the table. Anyways.
Wait, and so sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say if we talked about stuff that went wrong, but like what was your favorite thing?
Oh. The vibes. Like I could have cried.
You got to walk to work every day and like open up the shop and I'm like, this is so fun. And I am like never on time. I'm up early, but I'm not on time.
I was there 30 minutes before a soul.
So nice.
Like me and Allison. Like Allison from Double Happiness, like she's still in her corporate mindset, I think. So she would be like prompt. And we'd just be like sitting on the couches for 30 minutes or I'd be sweeping or cleaning. And I'm like, oh my God, I just need a coffee. That bathroom. And so that was my favorite part. I loved walking in the morning and opening up the shop. And then I would get to turn the music on and I would get to turn all the lights on. And you just like see it fill up. And like
we had a line
pouring the wine
day.
Every day, pouring the wine, people coming back for more cake, seeing someone come back for their 3rd time for wine. I'm like, stick around. Like the vibes are so good. Like it was so, but people are like in a celebratory mood. And so I felt like that was really fun. And then I was right in the middle. So anytime someone went to go try on like a wedding dress,
they walked past you.
They walked past me and Alice would go, we have a dress try on. And like that to me is a feeling you couldn't replicate having that bride has a community of other brides. Mm-hmm. So you might even go in there alone, try on a dress. But you happen to be in a room with 20 brides and stylists and designers all looking at you together, telling you, "Oh my God, I love this. Okay, you could do this. Okay, try this on." Did it like do you have shoes on yet? Like, do you want to like? We have a dress try on, and like the days that John would help you be like, we have a dress buyer. Like, oh, okay, we're bringing champagne back.
What was one with Ring Concierge? They sent their bride to pick up her engagement ring. Her bands.
Yeah. They brought them to the store and they had the couple come pick up their bands. Yeah. They had the couple pick up their bands from Shop Everything But the Dress. And the rent concierge was right next to the bar. So
Yeah, that was cool.
we're like, can we get you champagne? So we like got to pop a bottle of champagne for them, and like that was fun.
We even had bridal swim.
Yeah.
With Karen Sabag, and that was really cool seeing her stuff, and like it's like couture wedding swim, and it was amazing. And this one bride bought this
hyping everyone in there, hyping brides up was great.
Yeah. And she was like, her fiance came. She was like, I did something. She like bought.
Oh my God. And the girl that came in the last day. The girl that came in the last day while we were closed.
Oh my God. She was
with her like brother-in-law.
It was her brother-in-law.
She's like,
are you guys close? And like,
she's like, FaceTime my sister. Up. She's telling me, she's like, FaceTime my sister.
I'm buying this, and this.
And she's just like trying on, and we're like, it's fine.
Yeah,
like, just
come try.
I was like, do you want wine? I'm sorry, it's warm. She's like, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
I mean, I think that the welcoming environment, and I think it's something that you don't always get in a store in New York, but this is the place to have it because you have the most access to the most brands and like the most resources, and it's people you want to see, and it's brands you see online but you've never been able to see in person, and like that should be a fun energy, and like it should reflect the buzz of the city and the neighborhood.
And I think for me, and I can speak to this as a brand owner, like it was so cool to be working with other female brand owners and like selling in person and seeing people see your stuff in person. Like, you know, and like my favorite thing is the community that we've built from the brand participants.
Yeah. We've
and, like,
done,
we have this
I know, and I missed our little,
like we're doing like things once a month, and like, you know, we're together talking about struggles that we're going through with our business. What could we be doing better? We're just learning so much from each other. And like, that is like, it's like the first class of everything but the dress. Like
they were the first people I told that I was going to do the podcast alone.
I know.
And it was like, okay, this is how I'm going to help. And this is what I'm going to do. And did it like, and I just sat there and I was listening and I was like nodding my head. And I was like, okay, good idea. And like, okay. And like, tell me why. And okay, I'll do that. And it's really like a huge benefit.
You have a whole team behind you. Like,
especially as people that actually work alone most of the time.
Right. I know.
It's really interesting that brought it together, and that's a byproduct of us having to scale down. What was your favorite part?
That was one of my favorite parts. I just like can't believe that we actually pulled it off. It
I
still
can't
doesn't feel real
at all.
Like when I look at you and like know how much time and effort and hours we've put into this, like I'm just like, holy shit, we fucking did it.
We really did it. I mean, cheers. And then cheers to that. With our little spritzes.
I know, these are yummy.
So what are we doing next?
We're venue hunting.
We are venue hunting. Oh, Chuck. So I didn't tell you because I forgot. The day before I left for Ohio, I just touched my mic. Sorry if that made a noise. The day before we left for Ohio for the boys' graduations, John and I were walking to Gourmet Garage, of course, and Chuck's outside. And the guys are moving back in. And I'm like, so what's going on, Chuck? And he's like, yeah, they signed the lease. And I'm just like, okay. And he's like, your stuff. And I literally was like, Chuck, I was like, I'm going to Ohio tomorrow. I'm going to Charleston for 2 weeks. I was like, my mom is sick. I'm doing the best that I can. And he was like, okay, just leave it there. He was like, just leave it. It's okay.
Oh my God.
And I was like, no, but I would. And he was like, they haven't complained. Like they don't really care. They leave it alone.
Oh, because like you walked by another time and it was like something else.
It was a gallery.
There. Yeah, and I was like, we're gonna get this.
And he was
back.
like, no, I let them lease it out to them. They can lease it out to you. And I was like, no, Chuck. You say that you gave us. I mean, whatever. The way that went down was interesting to me because I was like, you gave too many people verbal contracts.
Yeah.
And then
listen, like
it'll work out.
Maybe
though.
We'll make it bigger next time.
Yeah.
Or like everything happens for.
But we do like the neighborhood. I think
West Village is cool. I mean, yeah, we're venue hunting. We're going to aim for September. We are going to aim for September. We're going to at least do a week again. And if we do more, we'll do more. And if we don't do more, then maybe next time we do more. Yeah. But we want to do other locations. Yeah. Yes. And we want to do other little pop-up events. And the idea of doing a little pop-up event in the Hamptons, I think, is like so fabulous. And then Miami and Charleston. It's like, everybody should get to experience like what that vibe is. Yeah. And maybe one day we'll have, a store. Maybe. And we just put it in. You have to put it out there. One White Street. Yeah. I love it. But it is like we did form like really good community connections, like Kanto, like having the guys walk those frozen espresso martinis over each day on like the trays. They were yummy. And Anton's and Hudson and Grace. Yep. And that's something that is really valuable
especially in New York.
They were like, what's going on over there? They were so interested.
Even the FedEx, the UPS guys,
oh my
I
God.
saw him the other day.
Oh my God.
And you're like chasing them down for help. Like,
please pick up our packages that we have to send
I
back.
think I ran like 10 blocks one day chasing down a dress.
Oh my God.
I was and I was hunting for them, and then I needed a pickup. So I was like running around.
Yeah.
And I think though, like, you have that little neighborhoody feel, so people are more inclined to be like nicer or like want to get involved next time.
But honestly, like, I'm so glad we live in New York because you can make anything happen.
You can make anything, yeah.
And I'm like, if we can fucking do it here, we can do it in any city.
That was hard.
So tell us where we should go next.
Yeah, tell us what you want to see next.
Yeah.
I mean, we just would spend all of our time doing this if we could.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of want an investor, but like, I don't want the red tape, but I want an angel investor.
Yeah.
Because I think that at this point with proof of concept, you do get to go to them and say, you don't get to question this, or like, these are our terms.
Yeah.
This is the way that we're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked. And now like, I can show you that it worked. And this is what we are asking, and this is what we can do with it. And now we really know. At first, our first thing was like, we didn't even know how much to ask for. We were like asking how much do you, we don't know.
Right.
Now we know, like, this is how much you ask for. This is how much it's going to take. This is your bottom line number. This is what you can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And even like time wise, it's just 2 people.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we can do with it.
Right. Like, and we definitely need more help. And, you know, like, you look at what these other, like, Manhattan Vintage is tomorrow. Like, it's like they kind of have it down to a science, you know, like, but for us, like, we have events that are involved and like other things because we just like to do the most. So we have a little bit more involvement, but it's, you know, maybe there's like a kickoff party. Like, there's so many things that we can do. Like, we just got to keep doing little bits.
Yeah. And it's a really good creative outlet for us because, again, I think this is something that's taken time to learn. I mean, you obviously know this already because it's fashion, but like, to be ahead of your time with an idea actually works really well in a business like this, given how much time it takes to get off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So
and sometimes you just
ideally you don't feel
like
you're chasing a trend or like you're chasing an idea. Like, you're giving yourself grace and time to work on an idea that you have, and like, you've just found yourself in the right industry so that by the time you get it off the ground, like, you know, other people are catching on to it and you're like right on the money.
Yeah. We've seen that.
We have seen that over and over again.
Even with this event. And so I'm just excited. I'm grateful.
Me too.
To have you as a partner.
Me too. I love you.
Love you, babe. Everything but the dress.
Everything but the dress.
Yeah.
We did it. And we'll do it again.
Yeah. September.
Yeah.
Like, maybe mini events.
What is May? June, July, August, September. That's 4 months.
Flying.
We did it in 8 weeks. We could do it. I mean, ideally, we don't do it in 8 weeks again, though. I'm just going to say.
Right. Maybe.
We'll start now.
The second time is always easier.
Oh,
less
please.
stressful. I'm already less stressed.
Yeah, because you already know who you're going to work with again and who you aren't. Yeah. And if you know that you're not going to work with someone again, it's probably because you've already gotten a better recommendation.
Well, that, or it's like maybe somebody can't be involved or whatever it is. And like, there's other brands that want to be involved. So I think everything, you know.
Now we have like a list. We didn't even get to talk about like the launching of social media.
Oh my God. Yeah.
How it brought in the interest that we could never have anticipated.
We hadn't filled up the venue. And once we launched Instagram,
it flooded. We were totally sold out.
Yeah. So that was good. Now we have interest. So
yeah.
That's good.
I mean, but just thank God it was the way that we don't have this like legal team or whatever, because even like Double Happiness with Allison, it was like 3 days before.
Yeah, she literally joined. And Caroline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're like, I'm like, this is what it is. She's like, say no more. I want to do it. I'm like, this is so great. You're a perfect fit. Like, it's last minute, but like, that's a small business. And she was, she was
our last
window. And I wouldn't sell that window.
I know. We were like, what else are we going to put up there?
I was like, I will not. People wanted that. And I'm like, not available. Mm-hmm. Like, I was like, someone good is going to come for that space.
It's all, you got to like listen to your gut, you know? And that's the beauty of it. Being ours, we can listen to our gut.
Working with the right person is so important, though. Because otherwise you do get like maybe bulldozed into things. Like, I trust you with my life. So if you say something to me and you're like, trust me, either like I have a gut feeling about this, or I know from experience, or like whatever, like I'm not going to ask questions. I'm just going to be like, yeah, I trust you. Well, Jenna said this, so that's what I'm honoring that. Like I'm not going to argue with her on it.
Because you're like you're just going to get it done. Like we're like split up doing different things, and like I'd walk back and like this was like done, or like I'm doing this, and like we had a list and we had like a run of show, and like we were just like, it was just teamwork makes the dream work.
Oh yeah. But not everybody has like such a great partnership, so it's just something that's like, that's serendipitous for us.
Let's go, girl.
Yeah. Well, I love you.
Love you, babe.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Let us know if you have any more questions about everything but the dress. But also,
and follow us. Shop Everything But the Dress.
Shop Everything But the Dress. And we'll see you in September.
Yeah.
Bigger and better.
Better get engaged.
Yeah.
Tell your girlfriends.
Well, Sarah's launching Sarah and her roommate are going to launch. It's an atelier for like brand workshopping and events and like launches.
Oh my God.
So they want us to be their client for free so that they have.
Okay.
And I said, please.
Bring us on.
They're going to pitch us.
Yeah. Okay. I'm ready.
They're going to pitch us. And I said, okay. And she was like, she's like, we just need something in our thing. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, we kind of already did it, but that's fine. We need the help.
We need help. But
yeah.
We'll do it again.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. To the next one.
Cheers. Bye, guys. Have a good week.